Get ready. It's no surprise that Universal Orlando Resort would have a history within the film industry. In fact, there have been multiple movies filmed inside Universal Studios as well as in its parks. Its sister park in Hollywood was originally exclusively a film studio before turning towards themed entertainment. Universal Orlando Resort, on the other hand, had always intended on having these two work in tandem. This was the case for quite a while, and I'm sure many viewers can recall the message before many of their favourite Nickelodeon shows stating that it was filmed in front of a live studio audience at the resort. Universal Orlando actually operated as a film studio for quite a while. The first film produced at the resort was the less than lucrative Psycho 4 at the beginning. However, the movie industry wasn't exactly booming in Florida by comparison to California. The state didn't really have the same infrastructure you'd expect to become a new central hub for showbiz. The shift away from live studio was also seen across the road over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. By 2005, Nickelodeon had relocated to California. That didn't stop production at the resort, however. Movies began using the resort and the parks as settings. This is a movement away from the studio lots and using the parks and attractions as props in films. But before we get into our list, let's get all of the usual YouTuber catchphrases out of the way, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that like button to help keep the channel going. Now let's take a look at some of the movies filmed inside the Universal Orlando parks. Get ready. Number 1. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective Jr. Yes, apparently there's more than 2 Ace Ventura films, and no, this one does not star Jim Carrey. This is probably a decent watch for Universal Orlando fans because of its prominent use of the resort. This is also potentially one of the only movies filmed at Universal Studios to feature the Jurassic Park Discovery Center. During a scene, the young Ace Ventura goes to visit a dinosaur exhibit. Of course, through a slapstick turn of events, a $10 million T-Rex skeleton collapses. You might just know this same prop though from the Discovery Center. Ace is also chased through Camp Jurassic, which is featured throughout. In later scenes, animal actors on location is used as a set piece. This leads Ace attempting to intervene in a plan by criminals to steal a famous horse from Universal Studios, for some reason. Ace is seen walking through the entrance, although fans of the resort will quickly point out that he's clearly leaving the park. Producers must have wanted a particular shot showing the globe in the background to help establish the scene. Later on, a scene also takes place in City Walk. The Hard Rock Cafe and the former Blue Man Group soundstage can be seen in the distance. For all intents and purposes, there's no real reason to recommend this to anyone. It does provide a nice snapshot of the resort from the late 2000s though, so if you're feeling nostalgic for that time period, this might be worth a watch. Number 2. House on Haunted Hill, 1999. House on Haunted Hill is a remake of a 1959 movie of the same name that originally starred horror legend Vincent Price. The 1999 version sees Jeffrey Rush as an eccentric theme park mogul. He is offering a group of strangers $1 million each if they can manage to stay the night at an abandoned mental hospital. While the majority of the film isn't set in the parks, it does use a pivotal attraction in the opening. Rush's character is seen in a theme park, presenting his latest ride to the media. Terra Incognita is the park's new signature attraction, although Universal fans will note that this has a very striking resemblance to the Incredible Hulk coaster at Islands of Adventure. Riders take an elevator to the launch tube of the ride. The elevator actually acts as a drop tower because the ride is designed to try and literally terrify guests. A train is shown to derail, sending riders presumably to their death. The guests on the train behind see this and are convinced that they will follow the same fate. It's all an orchestrated act though, with the first car being filled with audio animatronic dummies. The scene provides plenty of point of view footage from on the ride, as well as some scenic shots of Marvel superhero islands. The film might not be great, but it's probably worth a watch for the opening alone. Number 3. Bring It On, In It to Win It. Does anyone else remember the Bring It On franchise? This is maybe another movie that you might not realise had so many sequels. In actuality, In It to Win It is the 4th entry within this series. The original starred Kirsten Dunst and was a relative success at the box office in the year 2000. It now enjoys a bit of a cult status, providing an insider look to pop culture and cheerleading at the turn of the millennium. In It to Win It, on the other hand, is most likely forgotten or just outright unknown. We wouldn't be surprised if the only people that have actually seen it are Universal Orlando Resort superfans. And the reason for this is the whole movie is set on the grounds of the resort itself, so what's not to love? The story follows a cheerleading competition taking place at the resort. Being filmed in the mid-2000s, this is a perfect time capsule of what the resort was like during this era. For example, we get plenty of nostalgic footage from the original Lost Continent. We get to see dueling dragons in all its glory and even the Enchanted Oak Tavern. Not only this, but there's also a scene that features on-ride footage from Jaws. Despite its schlocky nature, this is one of the best movies filmed at Universal Studios Florida somehow. I know, it's not something I thought I would ever say, but it's a very watchable movie. This is obviously enhanced seeing the likes of City Walk and the two parks in all of their 2007 glory. Definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Number 4, Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. Rounding out today's video is the gloriously cheesy Sharknado 3. As you may have guessed from the title, this is the third installment in the Sharknado franchise. And if you don't know what that is, you may have just figured out what a Sharknado is. Yes, a tornado filled with sharks. About 50% of this movie is actually set on Universal Orlando property, and we get to see some incredible destruction to the resort. It also provides prominent footage of both the Royal Pacific Resort and Cabana Bay. The latter opened in 2014, so it's likely that this was almost a promotional movie for it. However, the main park is also featured throughout. There's a scene from inside the now defunct Twister Ride It Out, as well as Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Wrestling legend Chris Jericho also plays the part of a ride attendant. Irish cheesy pop stars Jedward are also seen taking a ride on the coaster. In the climactic scene, characters also end up inside the Universal Globe, almost like a giant hamster wheel. It eventually finds itself lodged on top of the Islands of Adventure lighthouse. The movie is absolutely insane, but in the best way possible. Any fan of so bad it's good movies will get a kick out of this. But if you're a Universal fan, the setting is just a cherry on the top. View this with a group of friends and have some fun. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out our other video on screen now, which looks at 3 movies secretly filmed at Walt Disney World. Now you're ready. Have you seen any of these movies filmed at Universal Orlando on this list? Let us know what you thought of them in the comments below.